Hello, hi. So, is it brave or is it just bottling up emotions to appear so strong and stoic? I've been inspired by this subject because someone very close to me within my family went a little bit through a difficult time, and they shared that they had fallen and maybe broken their wrist, and that they had to go back to the hospital a second time. And she was all flustered about it, and so on and so forth. So I made the mistake of suggesting, why don't you go the second time around with a friend of yours, just to calm yourself a little bit down? And she responded in such an indignant way, like how I could even get this idea that she wasn't capable of going on her own. And it made me really thinking that, I mean, this is still an older generation, and I think in our German culture there's a lot of, being stoic is something that seems to be something that's really encouraged, and being stoic to a fault, where you're always pretending that you have everything under control and that you're this person that's so put together. I mean, that kind of stoicism, that's kind of, okay, from my personal point of view, not very healthy anymore. And it's like this kind of the way I grew up. It felt like, oh, so if you express any emotions, especially the ones that aren't really wanted, like anger and so on and so forth, you are weak. And it's such a joke, isn't it? Because what it leads to is that we start bottling up all our emotions and just appear performing. And so as I was diving deeper into this, and for me, Brené Brown was really vital looking more into this, because she made it very clear that being vulnerable, which is showing emotions and being real, is actually a very brave thing. Much braver, because you might get these reactions that unfortunately we still get in this society. Oh, you're just a drama queen, or oh, you're just being too sensitive. And I think it's a whole load of crap, to be honest, because yes, of course there is such a thing that of a real drama queen, but I'm not talking about that where you're always erupting into huge emotions and going over the top. What I'm talking about is a healthy way of expressing needs or asking for help, and say, I feel a little bit anxious, can you come along to the hospital? That's brave. That's brave. That's much braver, in my opinion, than just going and saying, I don't need anyone. I'm this independent person, while still sitting there and waiting for people, at least the person I'm talking about, waiting for people to come and check in and stuff like this, without knowing what's actually going on. So being willing and able to express how we feel is something that is a risk. It means we have to show up in a different way, and for sure we need to be maybe clear on in which spaces we want to do that. But there's one thing for sure, is if you are not able to connect with your real emotional self, then it gets very hard to be creative, because we need our emotions to express ourselves. And the funny thing is, when we allow ourselves to express our emotions, it might feel very vulnerable at the time, but it's also empowering. I often felt afterwards, when I kind of confessed my feelings to someone and had the courage to say, listen, I don't want you to treat me like this, for example. I felt actually strong afterwards. It was very scary to do it, but I felt strong afterwards. So if we want to be more brave in being ourselves, there's no way around connecting more with our emotions and also finding a way to expressing them versus bottling them up because we are so afraid that somebody could call us a drama queen, too sensitive or too difficult. That's the things we need to kind of overcome, or if somebody reacts like this, put it into perspective and just know that this is a person who has trouble with their own emotions. So tell me, are you bottling up your emotions, or are you being brave in certain spaces and able to show up? That's it. Your creative rebel, Anja. Bye-bye.